Welcome back to the Cartoon Show.
Hello.
And we have a good show for you today, since it's going to be pretty short.
Yeah, so we have a bit of an interesting topic to talk about here because during our bit of a well-deserved hiatus, we noticed that the people at Warner Brothers Discovery were doing quite some incredible things when it comes to their titles, their franchises, brands, and IPs and stuff because there's been a lot of it. Like, in fact, just last month, we got a physical release of the complete series of regular show, but it's getting somewhat mixed feedback because, you know, the case is fragile and everything, but so...
And, not to mention, besides the physical media releases coming from their archive collection and going into the entertainment section of your favorite stores, we are also getting new collaborations from Cartoon Network, like a Ben 10 jacket by Daylight Curfew, and Tom and Jerry sneakers by Converse in honor of their 85th anniversary this year.
And not just that, because, like last couple of years, we've learned about so much coming from the Annecy Festival, where we heard about so much. Kind of like how we heard about, I don't know if it was Annecy per se, but a couple or so years ago, we got the confirmation that a Bat Family series was coming to Prime Video, and that leads into some content that's coming to both these different platforms, but also right at home at CN, aka Cartoon Network, streaming on Max. But there's a lot more at stake here, because today we're going to be talking about one of the newest members of the Warner Brothers Discovery family, the recently rebranded DC Studios. But I know that a lot of people are confused about this, so let me try and summarize the DC Studios future. That way you can try to understand what we're talking about here. Because they separated it into two entirely separate universes, in a way. First, we have the main DC universe, which has currently been stacked up with the Max original adult animated series, Creature Commandos, which I had a blast watching. That was a great show. And in fact, it's coming back for season 2 pretty soon. But in July, it's going to continue with the new Superman movie. And then in 2026, we're going to be getting a lot more, including Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. But on the other hand, if you're wondering about shows like Harley Quinn or the often pretty controversial Teen Titans Go, that is not canon to the DCU, because those are part of something called the DC Elseworlds. So, with this in mind, they basically have a goal where there's like 7 projects that they want to release every year, and 4 of them are live action, 2 shows, and 2 movies. But animation is where things get a little small, where we only get 3 out of the 7. But we get good things out of it. 1 animated movie and 2 shows for Max. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today.
One of these examples, before we get into talk about these new projects, includes 2028's Dynamic Duo, which will be released in theaters in conjunction with Warner Brothers Pictures Animation.
On the other hand, we have Warner Brothers Animation as a whole, not WBPA.
Warner Brothers Animation is mostly recognizable for the television animation projects they do.
Yeah, and just like how... Well, actually, speaking of Warner Brothers Animation, The Day the Earth Blew Up, now in theaters. Try and go see it.
Yep.
But, with WBA, not 1, not even 2, but 3 shows were recently announced by James Gunn, who is one of the co-CEOs of DC Studios. But the thing is, since there's not a lot about them, we can make this very snappy, and we can talk about those really quickly, and hopefully we can get more information down the line. And we're going to start off with a possible spin-off to My Adventures with Superman called My Adventures with Green Lantern.
Yep, this new series will follow a high school student named Jessica Cruz, who has her life appended when the Green Lantern power ring falls from the sky and chooses her to be its champion.
So in a way, we're kind of like getting like a female Green Lantern, which will be very interesting. But it's going to be executively produced by Jake Wyatt from My Adventures with Superman, but also with a co-executive producer being Stephanie Gonzaga.
And then the next series we're going to be getting, it will be all about Starfire, but this is not going to be like the Teen Titans Go Starfire.
No. we do know that this is going to be another part of DC Elseworlds, so this won't be canon to the DC universe. But it's going to be something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people were wondering, myself included. This is going to be an origin story about this character, and will follow her adventures as she uses an ancient spaceship she discovers on her home planet of Tamarin to escape her planet and explore the stars. So I think in a way it's going to be kind of like an intergalactic adventure sort of thing.
Yeah, and this will be a family-friendly installment of the Elseworlds. This will be executive produced by Josie Campbell from My Adventures with Superman, with Burnett Drew Hard on board as co-executive producer.
And the co-executive producer of that is going to be Brienne Druhard. But now, we have kind of what I'm pretty sure we're just going to get this out of the way. Let's call this the DC version of Tiny Toons Luniverse. Because we have...
I don't know exactly if it is like that just yet.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because we're going to get into a brief mention of DC Superpowers, which takes place at something like Tiny Toons Luniversity, which is an alliance school for heroes where students level up their powers under the supervision of Principal Martian Manhunter in hopes of becoming the next generation of Earth's defenders, and will feature not like a stellar cast of heroes like Aquagirl, The Flash, Green Lantern, Plastic Man, Terra, and even Lightning.
This will be executive produced by Matt Beans, with Michael Chong on board as supervising producer.
So not a lot of... So of course these were just announced, so we don't know a lot about them per se right now, but I have a feeling that we could be getting maybe a little bit of a concept art or something like that. Possibly at NSC Festival if we do get one this year, I don't know. But we're just going to have to wait until we find out more about that, probably maybe later this year or next year.
Yeah, because these projects just got greenlit, and they are probably being developed right now. Probably they're working on the scripts or the storyboards, getting the voice cast auditioned, all that stuff.
So that leads to a question that we want to ask you guys. Do you guys have any possible story ideas for these 3 new shows? And what do you guys think? What do you expect from this?
Tell us what you want to see in these 3 new projects.
Yeah, just tell us in the comments below, and maybe we'll explore and see how that would be, because we think that we have some intriguing ideas on the table here, but we'll have to see for sure.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're a fan of DC Animation and Cartoon Network, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos every week.